What's good, my people? What's good? And that boy they call Big Tone, one half of the Chronic OGs podcast. Shout out to my boy Smitty. Hey, so before I continue, I want to ask you guys to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the view button, hit the like button. Help us out while we get better at this podcasting thing and we try to bring you more improved and more detailed, funny content. Sometimes it's going to be serious. So if you could please hit the subscribe button or the like button on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you see one of our clips or one of our episodes, I greatly appreciate it. This episode right here is going to be talking about scammers. Now, I don't know. Find something real fast. I don't know if you guys have been scammed in the past, but I have. And no matter how much due diligence you do, how much checking you do, no matter how many times you talk to your buddies who are attorneys that look into somebody for you, excuse me, these scammers are getting more and more creative and quite frankly good. So this past year, we were scammed by a guy named Michael J. Drew out of Atlanta, Georgia. So this guy approached us when I was buying wifey a car. We hit it off a little bit, and then we started finding out that I thought we had mutual interest. And by the way, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of this clown right now. So that's J. Michael Drew or Michael J. Drew. So we met him at Atlanta Luxury Motors. I was buying wifey a car. One thing kind of led to another, so we hit it off. So after a couple of weeks, we talked about this business opportunity he had, which was the Springer Network. The model, the business model seemed good. I gave it to a couple of people to look at. They said, "Hey, this seems like a good way to go. Let me know how I go. I may want to invest in the future as well." And then, so we started the process on getting involved with the Springer Network. So we invested into this company. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly how much we invested, but I will tell you this though. We brought in a couple of other investors too. One of these, because of this situation, I think I lost one of my best friends because of this. So this person, Michael J. Drew, had figured out how to use email addresses with company email suffixes on it. I don't know any. I'm not a tech guy, so I didn't know. I didn't know that shit was possible, but I guess anything is possible these days. If they can have an insurrection and try to steal an election, I guess they could create a way to fake some email addresses. So we invested this money, and things were supposed to be moving forward. The website, this, that, and the other. We were supposed to take this trip to New Orleans. When we started thinking that stuff wasn't on the up and up was when, after after a month or so, the website was still trashed. There was nothing on it. And one of the pictures that was used on the website was still had the watermark on it. So wifey, that's when our antennas first went up. And then having some conversations with the other investor who he got into it with on purpose and was trying to kick her out of the organization without returning her money back. So when that kind of hit ahead, he said, "Okay, we're gonna keep her around." So the one thing about this dude, every lie he tells is involved with health. This dude told us he had a tumor in his back. Every time he was supposed to meet us for something, especially when it was a money exchange, when he was supposed to pay us out. Oh, he got sick. Oh, I'm in the hospital. So I don't know if you guys know, but wife is a nurse practitioner. So I started saying, hey, what hospital you at? She can come check on. Then there was always some hospital far away. One thing kind of led to another. So now the antennas are up. So now we know this nigga's lying. We have an idea he's lying. So then it was a situation. So my son and I'm trying to open up a basketball training facility for my son. He knew that out of conversations. So he lied and said he had a contract with McDonald's, and that one of his good friends, he told us this long elaborate story of how he met this guy in 2016 in New Orleans at the Essence Festival with blase blase. So we were supposed to go, and then of course the night we were supposed to leave, he was sick, so it's probably not a good idea for him to go. So we were like, well, shit, we'll still go. No, I gotta be there, this, that, and the other. We'll do it. So now all this shit, I'm starting to figure all this shit out. So the guy takes a fake, like, I don't know how you do this. So, he told me he knew this executive at McDonald's. So he used to email me from a McDonald's suffix address that was just like regular McDonald's corporate addresses. So he used to email me from there in this guy's name. The few times that I called and text this guy, it was always a different voice or whatever the case may be. And by the way, guys, it's 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., and I couldn't sleep worth a damn. That's why I'm doing this. So please excuse my eyes being red and stuff. I'm sleepy as hell, but I couldn't sleep. So he had these email addresses from corporate email addresses. So finally, we were supposed to meet. Myself, my son, and the executives from McDonald's to talk about this potential venture and opening up this facility. I did a business proposal. I went out and got somebody that was going to do the floor. I did everything that a person would do when they feel like a company's about to invest in them for a basketball training facility. All of that shit was a lie. All of it. Each and everything. So this is when the rubber hit the road finally. Because I was just trying to play the game to try to figure out a way if it was going to be that. I was mainly concerned with getting my best friend's money back. That was my concern over our money, because that friendship meant everything to me. And if she sees this, I hope she realized this. Your friendship means it meant everything to me. So when the rubber hits the road, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, bro, the jig is up. You know, what's the deal? Oh, no. I said, bro, you're fucking lying. And this, excuse my language, I'm trying to do better with my language. Shout out to my mom, who wants me to do better with my language, who actually listens to my episodes, damn near all of them. My mom is my biggest fan in everything I do, I swear. And then shout out to Miss Nancy Flanagan, out of the Dallas, Texas area. One of my really, 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 really close friends, Marty Flanagan, and his wife Nancy. Like our content, but she said, hey, your mom may be watching. And I was like, she already got on me. Plus, I got my mouth from my mom anyway. So I'm trying to do better. So every now and then you guys will hear me say, excuse my language and stuff like that, because it's an adjustment. So, so he had it. We had all these email addresses, and this meeting was supposed to happen, and then the meeting got canceled while my son and I was waiting for them at the airport. One thing kind of led to another. So I said, you know what? So then the other two executives were two executives that I guess he just picked off the website. So he even went as far as said one of the executives, the guy executives, was gay. So I'm like, I don't give a shit. I mean, if they gonna, excuse my language, if they going to invest in my son and I's vision, I could care less if they gay or not. That don't bother me. I don't give two damns. So, um, so he told this lie about this meeting, and I'm pissed. I am livid. I wasted 4 hours of my day with my son and I the day before his birthday. So I'm pissed. Um, One thing kind of led to another. I get home, I sit on it a couple days, and then I start to figure things out. So what I did was I contacted by my good friend Juanita in Phoenix. Through her, I contacted a friend of hers who actually was one of those executives that supposedly came to meet with my son and I. So I hit that executive up on Labor Day. Let her know who I was, the whole deal, woo. And at first she was like, "Hey, send me what you're saying, and I'll give you a call. It's Labor Day." She has a son that goes to Loyola in Chicago, so she was like, "Hey, my son is going back to school. This, that, the other, woo." So I sent her the information at 7 o'clock Labor Day night. While she was at dinner with her children, she called me and she said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of you before. I've never heard of your son before. I've never heard of BTO Hoops. BTO Hoops is the name of my son's training basketball training and apparel company. Been a little slow in the website construction, but it's getting there. So I've never heard of BTO Hoops, is what she said. We talked for an hour and a half. So then the next day, which was Tuesday, I contacted the other guy, the other executive. So I'm getting all this information. So finally, when I get all this information, I text him back and I go, "Yo, what's the deal with McDonald's?" "Oh, I've been contacting them, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Bro, you're lying. I talked to this person. I don't want to mention their names. I talked to this person. I talked to that person, and I finally got in contact with the other person who he was portraying to be. All of it is a lie. Nobody never heard of it. I am at this point. I am freaking livid. I'm livid. Um, um. Do you know this clown had the nerve to ask me if we could still work together? So we had set up an LLC. We set up a bank account. We was about to set up another LLC, the whole nine, and all that shit was for nothing. And my point is, and what should be known is that it wasn't like we were careless or we just jumped into the first thing we see. Because believe it, my wife is extremely cautious when it comes to money and what we spend on and stuff like that. I'm a little bit more frivolous. She isn't, and I appreciate I appreciate her for that. Like you have no idea. So, um, so now this guy's still anticipating that I'm gonna be in his wedding, right? So I wait until the day of the wedding, the day before the wedding. It was supposed to be in Hilton Head. And I basically flipped the script. I said, "Yo, bro, I got COVID. I can't make it." "Oh, I knew you was going to make it. Woo de woo." So let me tell you what this dude did. PK. All right, I got light up for this one. So I'm going to tell y'all what this dude did. This shit is crazy, right? So the dude, I guess he reaches out to somebody else to take my place in the wedding. So he tells the person that's supposed to take my place in the wedding, Hey, can you just shoot on down? Hotels like $300-400 a night. $300 $250 a night. $250 a night. And so she says, I mean, he asked them, hey, can you come on down and take this, of course he bad mouths me. Can you come on down, woo the woo? This guy left me hanging, this, that, and the other. I'll pay for your expenses, woo the woo, when you get there. So the wedding happens. So I put out an Instagram post, basically the picture I just showed you guys, but I put out an Instagram post kind of detailing this situation as fast as I could on Instagram. So I get a few people that hit me up on Instagram was like, yo, this dude screwed me too. This dude screwed me too. This dude screwed me too. So now instead of me, wifey, and my real close friend, it's like me, wifey, my real close friend, and 4 other people that's hit me up on Instagram. One of the people hit me up on Instagram and said, hey, the guy shafted me. He contacted my husband and asked my husband to be in the wedding. We paid almost $2,000 to help this guy out. We can't find him to get our money back. I was like, well, weren't y'all friends? They was like, yeah, but we can't find the guy. So then I found another young lady who's pretty well known in the area who said, she had got scammed too. And the weird thing is, well, not the weird thing. The crazy thing is that she basically told me he told her damn near every single lie that he told us. New Orleans, being sick, had a contract with McDonald's. Woo. None of that shit was the case. Now she is a little bit more, how can I put it? She's a little bit more ready to, okay, let's just call it what it is. Excuse my language, Mom. Excuse my language, Miss Nancy. She's ready to fuck this dude up. Her and her husband. Her husband, a dude, big dude, used to play in the NFL. So we couldn't find this dude forever. And so about a month ago, I just get a random DM on my Instagram, and it says, "Hey, if you're looking for Michael J. Drew or whatever this dude name is, I know where to find him." So she found him. I know exactly where he works, what car dealership he works in Gwinnett, and what cars he's selling. So Lexus. So put those together. So at this point, we're trying to, we just waiting to see what happens. We're going to figure out a way to address this properly, legally. With my good friend being in the DMV, we do believe there may be a legal case behind it. So I have a real good friend who lives in, I have a lot of good friends. I have a real good friend who lives in Baltimore. Shout out to my boy Chuckaberry. So Chuckaberry did some extensive research on this dude and found out that the dude had a SEC's Security Exchange Commission case levied against him in like 2007. I matched the dates together with some of the birth dates and some of the other dates and realized that this was the same person. Chuckaberry sent me that case. So, yo, bro, just so you know, I know where you at, homie. You think this shit is over? Excuse my language, Miss Nancy, Mom. But you think this shit is over, homie? Nah, bro. You thought you was just gonna ruin some of the relationships I have with my people, and not just the money, bro. Real talk, dude. We met in my home. We met for dinner. You met my people. I met your people. I let you fucking shake my hand, son, dude. Anybody that knows me knows how much my children and my family mean to me and how much I guard and protect them. A lot of times, especially when it comes to my daughters, a little bit too much. I am overprotective. But you know what? My youngest daughter is 22. Chances are that shit ain't gonna change. They're just gonna have to deal with it. Learn to appreciate me for that. Bro, I let you meet my son, dog. You met my people. I introduced you to my man, Pots and Pans, my good friend, Country Wayne. Country Wayne went as far as to do a free commercial for us. Free. Off the humbug. Still got it on record. Because that's the type of dude he is. That's the type of dude I thought you was. That's the type of dude I am. That's the type of dude Smitty is, and Sherrod is, and Matt is, and Mitch is, and Pooh is, and Pitty Pat is. You know? My boy Corey Parks. My boy Coach Jack. All of them. My boy Coach Jack is my man, Pots and Pans down here. He know how we get down. He know the type of person I am. So I like to affiliate myself with the same type of people who has the same type of morals and respect for other people's property and money and everything else as I do. It's obvious that wasn't the case, and I made a mistake. But I can assure you, homie, as Teddy Riley would say, it ain't over. The party ain't over. I promise you that. I promise you that with everything I am, dude. You know what you did, and then you trying to threaten us with, hey, if you contact me again, I'm gonna contact my attorney. You ain't gonna contact shit because you ain't got shit. Niggas like you ain't got shit and ain't worth shit. Talking about you gonna contact your attorney. I ain't got no call. My number ain't never changed. Have your attorney call me. And so I can tell your attorney what type of person they represent. You ain't got no goddamn attorney. Just like you ain't had no goddamn accountant. Just like nobody was ever working on the website. All of that shit was a lie, bro. Oh, let me tell y'all what this dude did. P. Gay. So dude owed me, just so y'all know, which was all of this was a lie. Let me tell y'all this other lie he told. This is a good one. Again, a lie where he changed did the email thing. So the company supposedly had this investment from Chase Bank. It's supposed to be $750,000 over the course of, I believe it was 4 or 5 years. Each region was supposed to get a certain amount of that money. I had 2 regions. I bought into 2 regions, which was the West and the Midwest, I think it was, whatever it was. So, come time to get this money. So, he supposedly had this deal in the cocoa for Chase Bank. Carla Hassan is the chief marketing officer for Chase Bank. Dude sends an email. Made it look like it was from Carla Hassan. With this bullshit about, excuse my language again, about disinvestment. And it was supposed to be for advertising on our platforms. So one time it was supposed to be time to get this money. He got sick. So let me tell y'all what this nigga did. Excuse my language. But let me tell y'all what this dude did. This dude put a check. He said he was putting a cashier's check in my bank account. It was for 34 racks, 34 grand. Check goes in. Wells Fargo said, check goes in. Wells Fargo says it's all good. 3 days later, Wells Fargo contacts me and says the check bounced. I'm like, well, hold on. How the hell can a cashier's check bounce? No, sir, it wasn't a cashier's check. It was a startup check. So I get a copy of the check. It's a startup check. I'm looking at the goddamn check, excuse me, and he says, "Oh no, it was a cashier's check." I'm like, "Bro, don't lie to me. I'm looking at the shit right now." "Oh no, I said the wrong thing. I meant to put that in the region account for the company that I had, and yours, I just put them in the wrong one." All right, cool, no worries. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna meet you at the bank, and you know we can just transfer it over. I can get a cashier's check, take it with it. "Oh man, I can't, man. I'm not feeling well. They looking at my back. I got this tumor in my back. I'm supposed to have surgery, and I just lose it. I literally lost it. And that may have been one of the last time I talked to him. But I mean, the dude had text message, like he had a cell phone for one of the McDonald's executives. And every time I would call or text this McDonald's executive, it sounded like a white guy on the phone. I'm not going to mention the name he used, but it sounded like a white guy on the phone. Again, all of that was a lie. Let me see. Let me see. What am I missing? So I don't know if any of you have ever been scammed before, but it's not a good feeling. And to be honest with you, because I felt like I let my friends down, I let my family down, I let one of my best friends down, I was like literally mad at myself for months. For months. And that was hard to get over. I mean, that was absolutely hard to get over because I'm prideful, and I feel like a lot of the decisions I've made have worked out. So when you constantly make decent to good to sometimes great decisions, you start to feel a little bit overconfident, and maybe you skip some steps in your evaluating process, and maybe I did that. I don't know. But I know it bothered me, and it bothered me for a while. I didn't want to talk about it. My man Pots and Pans, Matt, had to dig it out of me because every time I talked about it, pause on that, dig it out of me. Dig the information out of me because I didn't want to talk about it. Every time I talked about it, I got depressed, I got mad. And in this second half of my life, I want to be a better person. People people that's close to me that always says, "Yo, Tony, he don't give a damn. He'll pop off in a heartbeat. He always gonna protect his people. He gonna put his face out in the forefront, whatever the case may be." And when it comes to the popping off part, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better with my not my temper, but with my propensity to get upset quicker than most. I just don't take no shit. And sometimes me not taking no shit goes overboard. But it's everybody knows how loyal I am and how much I want success for my friends and family just as much as I want them for me. And when something like that happens and you're looking at it from a standpoint of you're going to be able to provide certain opportunities for people, and it doesn't happen, and the reason it does not happen actually has nothing to do with you, is because someone was a fraud, someone was a liar, someone was a con artist, someone was a scanner, someone was a piece of shit. Excuse my language, Miss Nancy, Mom. That's hard to get over. That is extremely hard to get over. I did. This was a topic I wanted to discuss for a while, and I did not want to do this one with Smitty because I didn't want to answer any more questions. I just wanted to say what I wanted to say, get it off my chest, let it be known that this isn't over, and then kind of move forward. So, thank you for listening to this episode of Chronic OG's podcast. I'm that boy they call Big Tone, and I'm out.